Hi, welcome to the New York State Skinny, brought to you by the New York State Association of Realtors, where we dig into the most recent numbers from our market. Nationally, housing has been at midcourt in 2012, and the jump ball has been favorable for buyers and sellers. For the first time since 2006, housing is on track to be a net positive contributor to GDP. After 6 long years with a losing record, it's about time for a positive outcome. Housing markets were once weighed down by some distressed properties, excessive supply, and weak consumer demand. But a timeout was taken in 2012, and the market was able to rehydrate and breathe easier. Now for some numbers. In December 2012, we had 6.5% more pending sales than December 2011. For the year as a whole, we saw 7% more closed sales activity. In fact, sales volumes reached a 3-year high. Buyers fell just 324 units shy of 2009 sales volumes. We're looking forward to next year's rematch. The median sales price of $229,000 was up a significant 14.5% for December. For the year, the median price of $215,000 was up 1.2% compared to 2011. That's the highest December median price since 2008, and marks the 7th consecutive month of mostly stable or rising prices when compared to 2011. When faced with inventory constraints, some consumers revised their game plan with a sense of urgency. Buyers ended the year with 73,503 homes from which to choose, or 19.7% fewer than last year. Switching teams, sellers also had 19.7% less competition. At 8.8 months of supply, it's a trend that's pushing our region back towards balance. But strong affordability and low rates are still favoring the buying team. Speaking of which, those who did sell last month realized 94.3% of their list price on average. That's up from 93.9% a year ago. Well-priced and well-presented listings are selling in less time and for closer to list price. Together, these trends illustrate how the playing field for sellers is improving. Overall, 2012 was one of the first real recovery years. By some measures, the rate of recovery accelerated towards the end of the year despite the effects of Sandy. Housing fans are still cheering for more jobs, as they should. An improving labor market has the potential to fuel new housing demand through new household formations. Washington must also do its part. There's still time for our representatives to be part of the solution. It'll take smart policy and tough compromises, but let's continue moving our great nation forward. Before we close this month, we would like to once again address the devastation caused by Hurricane Sandy. The Realtors Relief Foundation is still taking contributions to help those in impacted areas. For more information, please visit www.nisar.com. That's the New York State Skinny for this month. Check back next month for the latest.